Hello friends, both old and new, and strangers you too. I'm doing the Refugee Challenge, and first I'm going to say that I am very fortunate that I not only have a backyard in California where food actually grows, but I also don't have to worry about a lot of war. I have a roof over my head, clean clothes, a decent education, access to general medical stuff, and I'd say I'm pretty fortunate. Like, I grow some of my own stuff. I've got blueberries growing here. I've got a fig tree. I've got lemons that are growing. I've got mint and a variety of other things as onions, squashes, berries, and I'm very fortunate in the fact that I am able to grow enough to eat a couple meals out of it. My zucchini last year grew about 15 inches long and about 4 inches in diameter once every 3 days. We had so much zucchini we didn't know what to do with. We're really lucky. And I know that there's a lot of crises that go on in the world, and it feels like every day there's something different and new, and it's sad and it's horrible, which is true, yeah. But this is something we can do something about, is the refugee crisis. And for us and Americans, when we hear about refugees right now, it's all talking about the Mexican refugees and them coming up here to the United States. Well, they're refugees. Those refugees aren't much different than the ones that we are supporting for this particular challenge, which is for the Syrian refugees. And these people, they're leaving their places because it's war-torn. They can't sleep because there's war going off, guns. It's a terrible scenario. If you've ever been in a dangerous position where you can't sleep because you're afraid for your life, it's terrible, it's gut-wrenching, and it does permanently affect your psychology and your health. A lot of these people are also leaving because they can't grow food like I can in my backyard, so they're going to places where they can. I'm doing this challenge to show you and to also live what these refugees are experiencing in terms of what we are quote-unquote giving them as rations to live off of. And just for some perspective, this here is typically my day of food. So I've got my breakfast where I will do about a quarter cup of that with 2 of these spoonfuls of honey Greek yogurt, and that's breakfast for me. For snacks, I'll snack on peanuts and blueberries. Probably this much peanuts in a day, maybe about 1/4 of this much blueberries in a day. And for lunch, I'll wind up having some applesauce and a beef summer sausage. And for dinner, I cook for my husband and myself. We do freezer meals, which we sous vide. And so like I'd have like maybe 1 of these, we'll have a green vegetable, and then some rice. So it's not quite average, as in that for most Americans is a really tiny amount of food. However, to put this in perspective, these refugees, this is the food that they get for an entire week. So what we have here is 4 pounds of rice. Not too bad, that's decent. We have plain flour. Now, I had to go to Safeway because so many people are doing the refugee challenge, which is amazing and wonderful and awesome, but they ran out of rations, which is really sad when you think about if too many refugees show up at a place and they're out of rations, what do those people do? So, and the refugees are pouring in more than they have since World War II. This is worldwide. So in plain flour, Safeway doesn't even sell this small amount of flour, so it's 14 ounces. That's 14 ounces of flour for the week. And just so that way you know I'm not kidding about that and that I measured it all correctly. There you go. and the bag has some weight too, so accounted for that. Lentils. Also, say we didn't have anything that spells that in that small bit. So these refugees actually get about 6 ounces of lentils for the week. So, and just to show that I am not kidding around here, that is about 6 ounces of lentils. And then 3 ounces of chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. They're the same bean, just different names, and there's a huge history behind that. But yeah, there's 3 ounces right there. Then a can of kidney beans, which is 15 ounces for the week. Vegetable oil, which they don't even sell at the Safeway grocery store, in 12 ounces for the week. And I'm not doing sardines because, yeah, they kind of weird me out. So I'm doing tofu instead. And, yeah, this is about 3.75 worth of tofu. And this is going to be my food for an entire 7 days. And that's what these refugees eat for an entire 7 days. This is about all they get. And they do get some other things if they're able to do work, or if they're able to find something like, say, garbage on the side of the street and craft it into something, then sometimes they can trade for a little bit of things like spices or vegetables or whatnot. And with this challenge, donations that go for it kind of work as if I'm making things and sending them off. So if you donate, then it's like I did something and I was able to trade that for a vegetable. So you can help me actually get some nutrition in this week by helping contribute to get other refugees some nutrition, because that, if you know anything about diet and health, that's no wonder why people are dying. But yeah, and going from that quantity in a day to that quantity for a week is going to be real rough. I will be continuing to make videos of this process and talking with some of my other team members who are going to be doing this as well. Starting the challenge a couple of days late, and already some people haven't even made it through the first day. So this is going to be interesting, and please help with the cause, help donate, help sponsor, so that way we can get some awareness out there and help these people, because that's the right thing to do, is help. Because yeah, could you do this? And I don't expect them to live that long with this, so I'm doing this to make sure they get food, because I'm a foodie. I love food. So yes, see you probably tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it's going.